Gold Rush Tony Beets made a huge discovery while working his new site at Paradise Hill. However, this wasn't gold that Tony found. Instead, he discovered a tusk, and it was something that was very unique to this part of Alaska. Here is a look at Tony's discovery and what it means for the site. Tony was out looking around his site, and that is when he found a tusk sticking out of the ground. He had his son Mike come over and use their equipment to dig it out. Mike mentioned that it was a jawbone, and Tony agreed that it might be right. Tony decided to call in the paleontologists to look at the find. This means that Tony had to stop his work because of the find. Because it is such an important find, the paleontologists had to come in and dig out the rest of whatever might be there for this, and he can't get moving again until they decide there is nothing else to find when it comes to the archaeological finds. This is also something that is not unusual, but is unique to this part of Alaska. This find was just 40 miles away from one of the most significant finds in recent years in Alaska. As Gold Rush showed, a news broadcast from 2 months before this showed a baby woolly mammoth found and uncovered at a gold mining site. In June 2022, a nearly complete, mummified baby woolly mammoth was found at the Treadstone mine in the Klondike gold fields. The Trondikwachian elders named the mammoth calf Nunchoga, meaning big baby animal. The Yukon area is known for its record of Ice Age animals found. While Tony Beets said on Gold Rush that he has found horses and zebras before, this husk brought back memories of the woolly mammoth find. According to the news broadcast shown on Gold Rush, the baby woolly mammoth was at least 30,000 years old. Thanks to the ice and ground in the Yukon, prehistoric animals like this are preserved well. The baby was so well preserved that paleontologists determined it was a 1-month-old female. In 1948, a partial woolly mammoth was found, also near a gold mine in Alaska. When it comes to the tusk Tony found on Gold Rush, experts believe that the woolly mammoth skeletons found were likely all part of the same family, and gold miners have been uncovering these sorts of bones since the Klondike Gold Rush over a century ago. Are you impressed with the archaeological find at Tony Beets' site on Gold Rush? What are your thoughts about finding tusks like this in Alaska? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Sean S. Lilos has been a freelance writer for over 25 years and is a voting member of the Oklahoma Film Critics Circle. He is also a published author with a book about the Stephen King dollar baby filmmakers. Gold Rush. Tony Beets finds tusks while drilling for oil in the remote expanse of the Yukon, where the rugged terrain meets the boundless sky. The air was thick with anticipation. Tony Beets, the charismatic Dutchman known for his relentless ambition and larger-than-life persona, was at it again. After years of gold mining, he had turned his sights toward a new venture, oil drilling. Little did he know, fate had a surprising twist in store. It was early spring, and the thawing permafrost had revealed a landscape teeming with possibility. Beets had assembled a formidable crew, each member hand-picked for their skills and tenacity. They set up camp near an old gold mining site, convinced that the area, rich in mineral deposits, might hide more than just precious metal. The drilling rig towered over the camp, a behemoth of steel and engineering, ready to pierce the earth and uncover whatever lay beneath. As the first drill bit sank into the ground, the crew buzzed with excitement and a touch of apprehension. Oil was the goal, a lucrative prize that could elevate Beets' operations to unprecedented heights. But as the hours turned into days, the excitement began to wane. The drilling yielded nothing but a stubborn layer of rock. Frustration mounted, and Beets, never one to back down from a challenge, pushed this team to dig deeper. On the 5th day, a cacophony of clanking metal echoed through the camp, followed by a sudden, jarring halt. The drill had hit something hard, far harder than rock. Beets and his crew exchanged puzzled glances. Curious, they gathered around the rig, where the drill had lodged itself. With a mix of caution and excitement, they began to pull the bit out, revealing a strange, dark object clinging to the end. "Get that thing up here," Beets barked, his eyes gleaming with curiosity. As the crew hoisted the object from the depths, it became clear that this was no ordinary find. Buried in the earth was a massive, curved tusk, fossilized and encrusted with layers of soil and ice. It was an extraordinary sight, and the crew erupted in shouts of disbelief. "What the hell is that?" one of the crew members exclaimed, wiping the grime from his hands. "Looks like an elephant tusk," another replied, eyes wide with astonishment. "But how could it be here?" Tony Beets, ever the opportunist, saw the potential for a new venture. "This is a once-in-a-lifetime find. We need to figure out what we've got here." His mind raced with possibilities. The tusk could draw attention, perhaps even funding. The gold rush of the past had given way to a new kind of excitement, one rooted in discovery and the allure of the ancient. The crew set to work, carefully extracting the tusk from its resting place. As they dug deeper, they unearthed more relics, fragments of bone, pieces of tusks, and ancient fossils. It was a veritable treasure trove, revealing a prehistoric world long lost to time. Beets, invigorated by the unexpected turn of events, quickly contacted local paleontologists and historians to investigate further. Days turned into weeks as experts arrived, examining the site with keen interest. The findings were extraordinary. The area had once been a lush landscape, teeming with life. It was home to mammoths and other prehistoric creatures, a stark contrast to the barren wilderness that surrounded them now. The tusks and bones told a story of a time long gone, a world that had existed thousands of years before humans set foot on the land. As the excavation progressed, Beets found himself increasingly drawn to the history unfolding before him. He watched as the scientists pieced together the past, meticulously cataloging each find and revealing the mysteries of a bygone era. The crew, too, became fascinated, their initial disappointment over the oil drilling forgotten in the thrill of discovery. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Beets gathered his crew around a campfire. "You know," he said, gazing into the flames, "this is bigger than gold or oil. We're part of something monumental. We're uncovering the past." His crew nodded, the camaraderie forged in the fires of adventure cementing their bond. They shared stories of the land, legends passed down through generations. Each tale wove a tapestry of history, and together they felt like guardians of this ancient narrative. As the excavation site drew attention, Beets seized the opportunity to showcase their findings. He organized tours, inviting locals and tourists alike to witness the wonders of the past. The tusks became a sensation, drawing crowds eager to learn about the prehistoric giants that once roamed the Yukon. News outlets picked up the story, and Beets found himself in the spotlight, a modern-day treasure hunter turned paleontological pioneer. But with fame came challenges. As interest surged, so did scrutiny. Environmentalists raised concerns about the impact of drilling and excavation on the fragile ecosystem. Beets, ever the pragmatist, found himself navigating a complex web of regulations and public opinion. He understood the need for responsible exploration, but also felt the pressure of his newfound success. In the midst of this whirlwind, Beets remained resolute. He established partnerships with local conservation groups, committing to sustainable practices that would protect the land while allowing for continued exploration. His passion for discovery transformed into a mission to educate others about the importance of preserving the past and the environment for future generations. Months passed, and the site continued to yield astonishing finds: more tusks, bones, and even ancient tools. The crew worked tirelessly, their initial goal of oil drilling now a distant memory, replaced by a shared purpose rooted in discovery. Beets realized that this journey was not just about wealth, it was about legacy. As summer faded into autumn, the once vibrant excavation site transitioned into a research facility, a hub of knowledge and discovery. Beets, now more than just a miner, became a steward of history, dedicating himself to sharing the wonders of the prehistoric world. He even collaborated with schools, bringing students to the site, inspiring a new generation of explorers and scientists. In a serendipitous turn, Beets also became an advocate for indigenous voices, inviting local communities to participate in the dialogue about the land and its history. Their insights enriched the narrative, reminding everyone involved that the stories of the past were not solely confined to fossils and artifacts, but were woven into the very fabric of the land and its people. As winter descended on the Yukon, the crew gathered one last time around the fire, reflecting on their incredible journey. The camp had transformed from a site of frustration to a beacon of discovery, igniting passions and forging bonds that would last a lifetime. Tony Beets, surrounded by his crew and the remnants of a forgotten world, smiled at the warmth of the fire. "Who would have thought a quest for oil would lead us here?" he mused, his voice full of gratitude. The night sky shimmered with stars, and in that moment, they understood that sometimes the greatest treasures lay not in gold or oil, but in the stories waiting to be unearthed.